intervention where necessary. This makes the work of the judiciary a very crucial one. Hello everyone, welcome to Let It Out with Sonia. On this week's episode, we'll be looking at the Nigerian judicial system under this present administration. And to discuss this with me is Barrister Bankole Kayode, a legal practitioner. Thanks for being a part of this program.
Thank you very much.
Alright, so as a legal practitioner, what is your impression about the judicial system in Nigeria?
Well, that is not, the question is not an holistic one. If you say impression in what aspect?
Because you are a professional, right? You know, as a legal professional. So a layman might think that nothing is happening. But to a legal practitioner, you can pinpoint one or two things that yes, there is an achievement, there is this concerning the justice system in Nigeria.
I would say that the Nigerian judicial system has really evolved, contrary to what the outsiders or laymen outside may think about it. We have come a long way. We have made a giant stride in some aspects, while we still do have our challenges as well, which we concede there is always room for improvement. But personally, I would think that Nigerian judicial system is trying and is living up to its bidding as the last hope of the common man.
However, have said or believe generally the way of justice, runs so slowly. As a lawyer, what do you think are the factors responsible for the slow dispensation of justice?
The popular saying is that justice delayed is justice denied. But we must also at the same time appreciate the fact that when you talk about justice takes time. Because you don't just, it's not something you work on the spur of the moment. You have to, evidence has to be brought. The judge will have to review the evidence of both parties. And this is not something that you think can just happen in a day. So with this, to the people outside there, you may say it is slow. I quite also agree with the fact that in some cases, the time frame within which the judicial pronouncements are made is somehow long.
And why other cases you can just administer justice immediately?
It depends on the nature and the complexity of the cases. What do I mean by this? If you are talking about stealing now, the judge needs to consider for stealing, considering the nature being a very simple crime, will take a very little time in arriving at justice than when you talk about cases of corruption that you as a prosecution, you have to look for evidence, dig for evidence, and sometimes this evidence might not be readily available. You may have to go extra mile before you even arraign the criminal or the suspect. So the complexity has to do with the timing and the nature of each case.
Okay, all right. So there is always talk about judicial reforms. If we do this or that to get this right. So far so good. How would you say several attempts on refining the judicial system have worked?
Refining judicial system, it has worked in some way. If you look at it, Lagos State took the giant stride in bringing out the required reform in the judicial system with the new rules of court. That is, the olden days, the way we do things, you go to court, you have to fight, the other party will have to fight, then you come to court, there will be a lot of argument, then some other party will seek for adjournment to bring in necessary documents. Lagos State led by example there with the rules, and these rules are equally being adopted by virtually all the states. in Nigeria. So you front load, and unlike before that, you will have to come with argument. You take one person's argument may take the whole day. Now you reduce everything into writing. So the other party will have the privilege of reading your brief. We also have the privilege of sitting down in the comfort of his or her office to write the brief. And the other party will have. It saves time. Saves a lot of arguments, except when you have some minor things to just address the court on, which the court gives you maximum of 30 minutes or thereabout, which you don't necessarily have to exhaust. And that speeds up the entire system.
Can't we extend it to higher cases, like you just said now, and it makes you to get justice immediately without wasting of time? So can we, it can't the same process be extended?
Actually, if you talk of Court of Appeal to Court of Appeal, Supreme Court, you reduce everything also into writing.
Yes, but has it actually been working?
It's been working. It's been working, but at the same time, technicalities will come in. Some lawyers, of course, ride on that wing in order to create an impression to their clients that they are working. And at the same time, sometimes also there's just some facts you can't just overlook, that as a lawyer, in order to defend your client appropriately or to present your client's case the way it ought to, you may need some amendment here and there. So that may be seen as a delay, but sometimes they are necessary delay in order to get your point across to the court.
Alright, so we'll go for this break now. We'll come back to find out if justice is expensive and who can hire a lawyer to the state.
The world today is in constant search of information and current events. Critical evaluations of issues, arguments and divergent points of views are important for the development of our society. Let It Out with Tonia is a program that unleashes different points of views about current happenings and analyzes contemporary life issues, family affairs, politics, health and educational system. Let It Out with Tonia is an inspirational program that equips you with the right information at the right time to the young at heart, with the hopes of transforming Nigeria one discussion at a time.